Hey gang, back with another video for you today. Today I'm talking about Scotch Porter, a men's grooming and skincare shaving brand that has launched 4 new fragrances. Those fragrances are Glenwood, the Porterhouse, Miami Duppy, and Badlands. Very interesting names. I'm into grooming and doing facial things and skincare and, shaving and all that good stuff. Although my beard, my very trim beard keeps me from doing a lot of facial stuff. But this particular house reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in reviewing their fragrances. And I said I have to be honest with my audience and let you know exactly what I think about the fragrances. So today I'm going to tell you about these 4 fragrances. And I also asked them if you can please sponsor a giveaway. So since they don't ship out, I don't think they ship outside of the USA, but they said they can only sponsor a giveaway for the USA. So we do have 1 bottle of choice giveaway of one of the 4 fragrances I'm going to talk to you about today. So if you're curious to learn about Scotch Porter and their 4 fragrances and have a chance at winning a bottle, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. That's right, Scotch Porter is I guess a brand I knew about, but mostly for their skincare. Then later I found out that they're launching fragrances, and the way I found out that they were launching fragrances is because they reached out to me to see if I'd be interested in reviewing them. I think they inquired several months ago, but I just received the fragrances like 3-4 weeks ago, and I've been testing them out, and obviously we're just making it now in the new year with my honest thoughts about these 4 fragrances. So stick around and you'll have a chance at winning one of them. But before I get to the fragrances, if this is your first time tuning into this channel and you still haven't subscribed to the channel, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Again, as I said, these were sent to me, and I told the brand, I said I have to talk to my audience honestly about them. And I enjoyed 2 of them. The other 2 are disappointing. Not necessarily disappointing in a way that they don't smell great. It's just I've smelled them before. So they kind of were redundant, and one of them actually is reminding me of one that just keeps getting redone and redone, cloned or inspired or copied, so I'm getting burnt out on this particular fragrance. But 2 of them I really enjoy. Actually, I'm enjoying them equally, and they're both different styles. One is a freshy, and then the other one is more like a boozy kind of gourmandy tobacco-ish cigar kind of a thing. So I like those 2. Let me tell you a little bit details about these fragrances. They're 50 milliliter bottles, Eau De Parfum concentrations, 2020 launches, so they're priced pretty nice. And when you go to their website to look these up, they have a kit that's all 4 fragrances. So go to their website if you want, check them out. So I'm doing the video in a way that I'm going to tell you about my least fragrances up to my favorite. So we're going to start off with Glenwood. This is Glenwood. Obviously these are how the bottles look. One thing I didn't like about the bottles is when you take them out of the box, you don't know what they are unless you look under it. So that was a little disappointing for me. I just wish the names were on there, but the bottles are so small that really there's no room. But they could have put it on the back either way, or they could have moved the Eau De Parfum from the front to the back and put the name under it. Either way, when you have them sitting on one next to each other, you might accidentally grab the wrong bottle, without looking, thinking it's the one you were thinking of getting, but then you're not. But either way, the first one I'm going to talk to you about is Glenwood. So the name is on the bottom, as you can see here, and I do like these bottles. They're kind of minimalistic, masculine looking bottles, and they come in little boxes like this. So Glenwood is my least favorite, and not because it smells bad. I think it just reminds me of Santal 33 way too much. So I'm kind of getting burnt out of Santal 33, and Santal 33 is not my favorite fragrance anyway. I always mention in my videos I have a love-hate relationship with Santal 33. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I hate it, so sadly this one ended up at the bottom. But either way, this one features notes of cardamom, pink pepper, coconut milk at the top notes, heart notes, smoky cedar, deep green, amorous, violet leaf, base notes, sandalwood, leather, patchouli, amber, frankincense, and white musk. This one's ultra woody, has smoky touches, and it's very warm and spicy at the same time. But there's that whole thing of it reminding me of Santal 33. I mean, I've done plenty of videos of different fragrances where I think they're reminding me of Santal 33, and I'm getting burnt out on that. So in the end, it smells great, but do I need another Santal 33 inspired fragrance? I personally don't, but then again, you guys might. So if you're new to the fragrance world or fragrance game or hobby or whatever you want to call it, these are great entry-level fragrances that are niche styles. So I like that about these, but I'm not new to the world of fragrance, and I've sampled a lot of these fragrances, and or these kinds of fragrances, I should say. I've sampled a lot of these kinds of fragrances, and I know when fragrances start smelling like other fragrances. So this one was my least favorite of the lot. And again, I'll reiterate, it's not because it smells bad. It doesn't smell bad. It smells great, but I'm burnt out on Santal 33. So that is Glenwood, the first fragrance I'm speaking about out of the 4 Scotch Porter fragrances that are just launched recently. So the second fragrance in the lot is called the Porterhouse. So this is not my least favorite, but it's definitely somewhat close to Glenwood because it's reminding me of Santal 33 once again. I don't know what it is about this one. So once again, similar bottle. Again, I just wish that the bottles had the names on them, and then you can, as I was saying earlier, why don't you move the Eau De Parfum in the back? But anyway, they're brand new with fragrances, so I give them credit for launching fragrances and at such great prices. And as I said, these are great entry-level fragrances for guys that don't know too much about fragrances because they won't break your bank. And you know, if you're shopping for skincare, you know, grooming and shaving products, you can add a fragrance to your shopping cart and check out, and it won't break your bank, you know? Either way, the Porterhouse has notes of warm spices, coconut milk for top notes. Heart notes are fresh greens, violet leaf, white florals. Base notes are cashmere, musk, amber, sandalwood, vanilla, orchid. I don't know why both of these fragrances remind me of Santal 33, but they do. But the first one I spoke to you about, my least favorite one, reminds me more of Santal 33 than this one. This one changes. Initial blast reminds me of Santal 33, then it becomes something green and more like grassy and woody. So in the end, it's still spicy, green, and musky and woody. So I'm just so sensitive to Santal 33. I don't know why I'm sensitive to this fragrance, and now that I'm like overdosed on fragrances that are inspired by this particular smell, I'm getting burnt out on it again. You might not experience it this way. I am, but sadly the Porterhouse was not my favorite out of the 4 fragrances. In fact, it's close to Badlands and having similarities, and that whole sandalwoody thing from Santal 33. So I don't have much else to say about the Porterhouse. That is number 3 out of 4 fragrances from Scotch Porter. But get this, it's all good news going forward. In fact, both of the next 2 fragrances I really did enjoy for the price point. I think the price point is great for these fragrances. And you know, I like these fragrances because they don't smell like designer fragrances. I mean, if a fragrance smells like Santal 33, Santal 33 is from Le Labo. It's very expensive. It's like $275 for 100 ml. So that's what I like about the brand. So they, in the end, they might be inspired fragrances, not necessarily cloned, but I couldn't figure out anything that these 2 were inspired of. They'll remind me of some things, but it's not going to remind me of a specific fragrance. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about is Badlands. Once again, similar bottle. And Badlands is a fresh, citrusy fragrance, and here we go with grapefruit again. Grapefruit is becoming my favorite note in fragrances, or is it because it's trendy note? Because I'm seeing it pop up a lot, and definitely it's prominent here. This one features grapefruit, bergamot, Gurjum balsam for the top notes. Heart notes are verbena, Lotus, Incense. Base notes, Haitian Vetiver, Oakmoss, Musk. So this one, in the end, starts off fresh and citrusy, and this grapefruit note at the top has the, you know, the zingy, bitter kind of a citrus note that I like. I like the grapefruit for this particular style of citrus. It's just, you know, the zinginess and the spiciness and the bitterness of the citrus that I like with this one. And it's a pretty standout note. I think the grapefruit for Badlands is very, very standout. And then, of course, there's some juiciness from Bergamot and some balsamic touches from the Gurjum Balsam. Heart notes features Verbena, which is an herb aromatic with its citrusy touches. There's some lotus flower, and I do pick up light touches of something watery running throughout it. And the lotus flower gives me the aquatic kind of watery accords or touches in fragrances. And there's some light, very, very light incense note in here. But the fragrance settles to an earthy, grassy vetiver with some oakmoss and musk. In the end, I really do like this one. And even though I'm testing it out in the winter time, I feel like it was a great uplifting, pick-me-up kind of a fragrance. You know, it's very happy. That's the kind of fragrance this is. So that is my second favorite. In fact, I think it's pretty close to the next one, which is Miami Duppy. Finally, my favorite of the four, but you know, as I said, Badlands is also very close. It's Miami Duppy. What I like about this one is because it's kind of gourmandish, it's boozy, and it's also tobacco-ish, and I guess Miami Duppy makes kind of sense. There's a maybe it's a city that has a lot of, you know, Cuban immigrants, and of course with Cuba we have tobacco and things like that. So I get some tobacco-ish touches with this one, even though they don't mention tobacco as a note in the fragrance. I do get it to be a boozy experience as well. But with this one, there's saffron, tonka beans, licorice for the top notes, heart notes, pepper, passion fruit, jungle lily. Finally, the base notes, amber, vanilla, and dark chocolate. It's a yummy fragrance. It's really, really yummy. It starts off at the top with this blast of slight aromatic, spicy saffron note, but for me, the top is a fusion of tonka beans and licorice. It's an interesting fusion. I love the tonka beans nuttiness and slight tobacco-ish nuances, and it's nicely blended with the licorice, and licorice is a note I like. So definitely experience it here full on with the start of the fragrance. Heart notes, there's some spice, a little fruitiness, and a little bit of floral touch with the lily, but not too much. Finally, the fragrance settles to a nice warm and spicy amber with vanilla and dark chocolate. But you know, as I was wearing it and testing it out, tobacco does come in and it does get boozy as well. And I think the passion fruit might add this kind of like booziness with this particular fragrance. But overall, Miami Duppy was my favorite. It's a warm, spicy fragrance. I think it's perfect for winter wear. And I like it. I like the smell, and I like the way it smells, and I like that whole warm, gooey kind of gourmandy touches thrown in here that's going into the boozy and tobacco-ish direction. I like that one the best, but it's very, very close with Badlands. So both of these are really nice, pleasant fragrances. Again, with me having this big palette of different fragrances, I was able to spot similarities to fragrances. I don't spot similarities with Miami Duppy and Badlands too much, but obviously they might remind you of other fragrances. I don't think they're like reminding me of any specific fragrance. They're reminding me more of styles rather than a specific fragrance. But the first two I spoke about, my least favorites, definitely reminded me of other fragrances. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Scotch Porter's 4 new fragrances. Have you guys tried this brand's fragrances? Are you curious about them? I mean, are you familiar with their, you know, products for men, the shaving, grooming, skincare products? Let me know, put some comments down so I can find out. If you're familiar with the brand's other products, and now that you've heard about their fragrances, is it something that you're curious to try? Let me know which one sounds great to you. Also, does the Santal 33 thing bother you? Put some comments down so I can find out. Now, to participate in the giveaway, what you have to do is please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and then let me know which one sounds the best to you. Which one would you win? If you put down the name of the fragrance, that's the one you'll win if you are the winner. And then also tell me why. Lastly, put your state. This is a USA giveaway. Good luck with the giveaway, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Otherwise, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye, guys.